All right, everyone. Today we are doing an interview with three dancers from India to hear about the history of street dance. How did it get to India? Because we haven't, everyone I've interviewed so far, like we've interviewed people from the Netherlands, Japan, Russia, Paris, um, where else? China? Did I search someone from China? I think China. Um, where else? Germany. But we haven't interviewed someone, dancers from India. So we're gonna get them on. We have Marcos. So let me see, Marcos. Boogie. Let me check his name. Boogie Reptile. Let me add him here. Boogie Reptile. Reptile. Or if Missy. Got them. Who else? So Boogie Reptile and
What's
we're
up?
waiting for Funky Villain. Hey, Marcos?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah. How you can hear me?
Uh, One second. Let me just wear my headphones.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, should be better.
Let's see. Funky Villain, Boogie Reptile. Let's see. Boogie LLB. Let me try that. Boogie LLB.
What's
No?
up? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
You can hear
can hear
me?
you now. Yes, now I can.
Hey, I'm
What's
excited.
up?
I'm good, man. No, I'm good. I'm excited for us to have this conversation, this interview. Um, yeah, I was just sharing before you got online how I've been doing these interviews of dancers from all over the world, dancers obviously from the USA, but also dancers from Germany, France, Japan. And I was saying I haven't interviewed someone from India, like dancers from India. And I love how you got back to me and you were like, I would love to talk and share the history and thank you for also inviting Boogie Reptile and Funky Villain.
Sure. I mean, it's a pleasure, man. I watch everything you put out, so glad we could actually join in and share. And I hope they join soon, but I'm not sure
Yeah,
where they
I
are
see
yet.
I see Boogie LLB's here,
Yeah, that's him. That's him, Reptile.
and then just waiting on Funky Villain. So,
Funky.
yo,
Hey, how are you, man?
good. I'm good. I'm just ready to hear the story. I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. I'm so happy that we can do this. We can come together and we can do this even like we are meeting after this is the first time we are
Yeah.
meeting. Even me, Isolate, and even Funky Villain, we are also talking after a really long time. So I'm so happy that everything is coming together. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I have so many questions I want to ask, but I want to wait till Funky Villain he gets
Sure,
here.
sure, sure.
So you
Sure.
all know each other for years?
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes, yes.
mean, I know this guy for more than a decade now, I think, but we are from completely different cities. But we
Wow.
used to meet in battles and stuff. We used to keep traveling. That's
I
where
Yes,
I
it's
know
been
him
like
from.
10 years, more than a decade. We know each other and we always meet in battles. He's from the western part of the country. Me and Ritik are from the eastern, northeastern part of the country. So we meet in certain common places where there are battles. Yo, so Ritik is
Yeah.
here. Funky with him.
wow.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, again, I want to thank you guys for being here and sharing your story of how you got into dance, how you found the dance, and also just sharing how did street dance travel and explore and spread across India. I just feel, it's so I haven't spoken or many had conversations or interviews with anyone from India, so I feel this is a very special moment to document. And for people that are watching as well, get to learn as well about other, India specifically today, the
Yeah.
dancing. Um, yeah, I'm excited. Maybe we first what we could do is just if you could share your name, what you go by, and how long you've been dancing. Wait, when did you start dancing? We could do start like that.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
whoever wants to take it first, whoever would like to go first.
I'll go first. No problem. Uh, my name's Marcos. That's my stage name's Isolate. I started dancing back in, I don't know the exact day I started it, but about 2008, 9. Just when I was about to pass out school, 10th as we call it here. That's when I actually started popping per se, but to be honest, I didn't know it was called popping. I was just doing it, I just saw it on TV. I saw somebody do it. So like, that's cool. Yeah, I could get a few girls by doing that, and that's pretty much it. I started off, and here I am. It's been close to 18 years now,
Wow.
give or take.
Okay.
I
Wow.
moved from Michael Jackson, to popping. It's been a good journey.
Wow. And have you been to the States? Have you traveled to USA?
Unfortunately, no, no. It's ridiculously hard for someone from our country to actually travel there. It's a once in a lifetime undertaking for us, even financially. It's kind of hard to even get it done, even if you have the means to do it, because visa, etc. Maybe that's one of the reasons why we exist in kind of a limbo where
Right.
you might not know much about us, because the dancers here recently started actively traveling out.
I see. Because, now that I think about it, like I know Freestyle Session is happening, Flavor of the Year, these big events that a lot of people travel, like people from Europe and Japan. But correct me if I'm wrong, does India, when it comes to those battles, is it not often that people dancers from India get to compete in overseas battles?
As I said, it's
Yes,
something. Oh, sorry, go on, man.
Alright. Um, yes, I think because most of the times when we convert our currency to the USA currency, it becomes like he said, it becomes like a once in a lifetime opportunity for us because it's a huge, huge investment for us to go there, fly there, and book our hotels there because most of us are full-time dancers, and right now the dancing situation in India is still not as well established that we make a total living and go to the states on a regular basis or even like go like once. So right now recently what we Indians do is we try to cover the Asian parts of the country, me, and there are other few like Ritik, even Iceland, and there are other few people who go to the Asian parts of the country to represent to battle. And yeah, so that's how we try to go ahead, make our name in Asian countries, so that maybe by God's grace, people call us to USA and all of these other big countries, and we get to battle over there. Yeah,
I see. Okay.
so
And,
that is
and
how our mentality works.
Okay,
Yes,
and also, you go by Boogie Reptile?
Yeah,
yes,
we forgot
I
about
go
the
by Boogie Reptile.
introduction. Sorry.
Okay, no
Go on.
worries. So, Boogie Reptile, how long have you been dancing, and yeah, how your style?
It's almost been more than a decade, like it's been 12 years. I have got introduced to popping via a folk dance. Like India is very rich in folk dancing and all the other cultural dances. So there is this dance style called chow dance, which is like a folk dance in our region, like the eastern region. It's a very trending folk dance which happens in almost all the famous festivals in our region, in the eastern region of Calcutta. So it's like there are a lot of different festivals for different regions. Like Marcos, he's from the western side, so there is like a different main festival for the western side. a different main festival for northeastern side from where Funkyland comes from, and for me, I'm from the eastern side, so we have like a different main festivals from each and every regions of India. So in our main festival, which is called the Durga Puja, that is like the goddess with 10 hands. So we
Wow.
have like yeah, so we used to have like functions where the they used to call folk dancers just for us to witness. So I kind of got inspired by that because that dance involves a lot of martial arts and a lot of character play. Yeah, so
Wow.
that is where I was like, I want to look like this and I want to dance like this. So yes, so that is how I got introduced to popping at first. Also, I was a failed b-boy. I tried doing a backflip and I got my
We all know.
head almost smashed. I was like, okay, popping is like somewhere I can be in my balance and I can dance. I was like, let me just try this. And then I was like, this is like one of the most creative styles I'm doing. So yes, that's how I got introduced to it and it's still going by. Yeah.
Wow. And then just from my memory, you said you are from the west part, the
I'm
west,
from the east part.
the east
Marcos is
part.
from the west part.
The East.
Yeah.
I'm
Marcus
from the West. Yeah.
west, and then
Mumbai,
Funky Villain's from the north.
Northeast,
I'm from
yeah.
Northeast.
the northeast, sir. The
Wow.
northeast region of India.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Wow.
Yes,
And
sir.
then I guess let's go to Funky Villain. How did you find out about the dance, and how long have you been dancing?
So actually, I was inspired from our Bollywood. Like, you guys have Hollywood there, we have Bollywood here. So
Yeah.
the Bollywood actors here dances, and we get inspired from them in Hindi songs, in our mother tongue songs. From there, I started dancing, and I got interested in it. And then I saw some videos on YouTube. You mean from Japan side and all those Korean dancers, poppers, and then USA's dancers. So I got inspired from them, and then I searched for someone who do the same in our country, and I found these guys who were doing it way before me, and then I connected to them, and then yeah, this is how
Wow.
it all started. And
Wow. And you, since we from the north, the west, and the east, how did you meet together? How did everyone meet?
We used to
like
have
I meet,
these.
first time I was selected in an event where we all were invited to Mumbai. So there I saw them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marcos, or if you want to share as well, how did you meet, or what was your experience when you met each other?
Yes. So
To be honest, it's
basically,
Like
always.
I
like
Sorry, sorry.
okay, okay,
Okay,
you
I
go.
will
Raise
say
your
it.
hand.
Take it out.
You raise your
I'll say
share.
it. I'll say it. When
I
I
was just
first
saying,
saw
I
these
mean,
guys,
it's
I was like, how are they doing it? Because in video I was watching and I was not understanding the technique. So when I saw them live, I was like, whoa, is it possible? So I
Wow.
started learning from them, and these guys then motivated me, inspired me, taught me a lot. So yeah.
Okay. And Marcos, how about yourself? How did you meet Funky Villain and Boogie, or Reptile Boogie, Boogie Reptile?
specifically these two guys. I think I met Boogie Reptile way back in Delhi, back when Salah had come down. I think that was the first time I saw him. I think
Yes,
so. Is
yes,
that
yes.
right? Yeah? Salah had come down for an event. Was this 2012? Is it? I don't know.
2012, yeah,
2012,
2013,
13,
2012,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
12 maybe. That's where I met Reptile for the first time. And if I'm being entirely honest, I don't remember where I met you for the first time from QLN, but I know it was in one of the events in Delhi, that's for sure.
Okay.
So for us, I mean, I don't know if it's the same for these two as well, but I think for India, Delhi had become kind of a hub for paupers, you
Poppers,
know.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
all the paupers used to come down to Delhi for an event called DFC, and because of DFC, there were multiple other jams that popped up because it was so crazy. People started copying that concept or trying to, do something similar, and many more events popped up. But I think it's safe to say that DFC was the one that we were all attending at some point, and that's where we got down. I mean, Delhi is where we used to compete most of the time. At least we used to battle each other. Uh, Otherwise, I think Mumbai it was one other place because Breezer, etc. There were a few events that used to happen there. So
Yeah.
that was one other place where you used to all come together. Could be one random jam, we just see a flyer. Okay, let's see that. I'll see you there, and yeah, we'll just all come there collectively for no reason. I mean, the only reason we had was we enjoy doing this. There was no career to be had. There was no money to be made per se. It was just a
Wow.
bunch of crazy guys trying to do some crazy stuff. So we're like, okay, there's a battle
Wow.
happening. Let's do this.
Nice.
It
I
was kind
love
of
it.
fun.
Okay. So definitely, I'm writing down questions as we're talking because there's so much information that I'm learning that I want to make sure I could get back to it when we're having the conversation. Also,
Yes, sir.
um, so also to help with, like we said, if I ask a question, if you want to raise your hand and I could pick, if you want to share, if somebody wants to share, because some of the questions are like, how did the street dance get to India? And I know everyone may have a different answer or you want to share. Um, so my question, you just said, correct me or clarify for me, are most of the street dance events held, or at least the most popular events held in Mumbai or Delhi?
Yes, primarily,
Yes, I
yes.
mean,
At least at the start, definitely these two places would be the hubs.
The hubs. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And then you also mentioned Salah came to India. Who were also
Yes.
other well-known dancers across the world that came to India for when it came to street dance?
I think like right now, like earlier, it used to be like there used to be one international dancer in a year, but right now it's been like I almost eight
Right,
international
right.
dancers are coming down in a year. So I think it's almost every top poppers that exists right now, and that time like from Salah to MT Pop to Green Tech, to Future to Rashad to
Wow.
Kid
Yeah.
Boogie
Even
to
Soul
like
has
I
come in.
mean
Yeah.
there are a lot of people. I think every popper you name, Nelson, and Boogie Frantic, and a lot of
Wow.
poppers have come down by now. So it's
Yeah.
become
Yeah.
like a common affair for us right now. Because like earlier it used to be like it used to happen like once in a year. So like I said and Funky Villain said, we used to all gather up for that whole event because we used to know that we can just watch an international renowned dancer just once in a year. So we all used to like gather at one place. But right now, since it's become so regular, so even the turnout, the probable turnouts of poppers or even dancers coming down has slowly become on a decreasing rate. So because it's become like having international dancers coming down to judge or teach or just to perform in India has become so common right now.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So
Got it.
that is one of the main things. And coming to like, I also want to like answer my version of how we got to know each other, like so that
Yes.
we are on the same page. Yes.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's basic. It's basically like we three come from like different time periods. Like Isolate is someone who's before us, and then it's me, and then it's Ritik, like Funky Villain, Funky.
I see.
It's like when
Where did he
I
go?
used to start dancing, I used to watch people like Isolate, and there was Funky from our city, who is like the senior of our city, dance and battle. So that is how I used to know Isolate, but Isolate didn't used to know me. So we used to like I used to go up to jams. I used to see this guy, and then we met, we battled, and then we started, chilling together. And that's the same thing how
That's
how me and Funky Villain, or Isolate and Funky Villain, we met each other, because it used to be like we used to like watch videos, and it always used to keep connecting, keep connecting, keep connecting, and keep building up. So yeah, that is how the situation was.
Okay.
And yeah, I think right now it's the like it's the new generation that is growing, and then we just getting to know more people.
I
And yep,
see.
I
Okay.
think we lost Funky Villain. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send
not
him
sure. Mhm.
a request. He could get back in. Funky Villain. Okay, so I sent him an invite. He should be back soon. Um, okay. While he should be joining soon, at the moment, is there an event that is the most popular street dance event in India? Is there one event that is like the one that everybody looks for that once a year?
To be honest, is as Reptile earlier stated, this could have been an easy question to answer a few years ago, right?
Oh,
Like maybe about 4, 5 years ago, I would have definitely be able to just say one name. But at this time, it's just so many events happening that it's difficult to just say that one common event is equally important to everyone all over the country. You know, like
okay.
for me, it would be Bharat Jam, etc., etc. It could be something else for someone else entirely. Shout out to Manish Pop, yes. But yep, like I don't want to answer for everyone, but if
Okay.
I had to choose personally, I would say Bharat Jam. I think so because that's one common ground where we still meet, where most of the poppers still come through, if
Okay.
not all, because as Reptile said, the numbers are decreasing because it's just so many jams happening every weekend. There is one, so it would be hard to really place a number on one single event like that.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Funky Villain, what would be the event that you feel is you would want to go to once a year? If there was one event that you could go to, what would that be? That event that
Uh,
everyone that's more
in the
very popular
in the world or in India?
in India.
Okay, so it will be Street Combat. There was an event named Street Combat. So it happened only once. So we are waiting for Volume 2. It was
Ah,
a great event.
okay.
Pojin came there and all the organization and the management, the platform they provided us. I
Correct.
loved it. So I'm waiting for it. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And how about Boogie Reptile? What would that event be for you?
I think one of the events that almost changed a lot of dancers' career after like winning or even shining in that event was Freeze. Like Freeze in Bangalore was one of that event which always used to be like, okay, if this guy has won or if this guy has like really topped that event, that guy gets like work for the next 1 year. So that was one event that also made a lot of benchmark, and I hope yes, shout out to everyone from the south because freeze was something like we've mentioned about the west, east, and the northeast, and there was a huge scene growing in the south, and it is still growing.
Yeah.
And freeze was one of these jams that was originated from the south, and that was like Iceland said, like 5 to 7 years back. One jam where everyone used to meet was freeze, and freeze used to be a jam where people used to look out for the oh, who won this jam? I want to see who wins it this time. I want to see who wins it. So there was always this
Wow.
curiosity that used to build. So yes, I think one jam which I want it back badly is like freeze. And if you know, obviously, I think you should be knowing B-Boy Storm. B-Boy Storm used to like come, and that time
Yeah.
having B-Boy Storm down to India was like a huge thing. And we used to have like 10 categories, and all 10 categories used to be judged by B-Boy Storm. So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
so that
Wow.
is one event that I really look forward to, and yep,
O-
100%. Freeze
o-
is the one. Yeah.
Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, now we're gonna go into the past because we're talking about the current of what events are happening now, and it seems like more people it seems like the dance community is growing. It seems like the street dance
Yeah.
community is growing, more events happening. So now let's go into the past. How did or when did you hear or how did street dance, how did popping, hip hop, breaking, how did all of that travel to India? Was it VHS tapes? Were people bringing in material? I've interviewed people from Europe and they'll say, oh, there was VHS tapes and we saw the movie Break In. We saw Michael Jackson. So I'm curious, how did it come to India? What was the story? And when did it come to India?
Can I answer that?
Marcos, sure.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
raise your
Sure.
hand. You did it. You raised your hand.
I mean, to be precise, I mean I don't think we can be precise because obviously the answer to this question would be based on who you ask, what timeline they started, etc.
Mhm.
But if you ask me based on when I started, I think it mainly traveled with people who generally could afford to go back to the United States, or afford to maybe explore the media from United States, maybe the movies, etc. Because to me, this like the whole thing about watching hip hop or popping being done in a video was maybe 2009, 8. That's when I actually started getting into it, right? So for me, that's where it started. But there were people here who were doing it, you know, before me as well. They were quite a few people who used to just engage in random movements. Nobody knew what they were doing. So it could
Yeah.
go far back as maybe 1990s as well, because nobody knows where it came from exactly. It was just there. It was just there. We just didn't know what it's called. We didn't know the history as such. We didn't know, what to call what. At one point, there was, I mean, even a period where everyone used to just call us breakdance. You know, everything was
Okay.
breakdance, popping, breaking, and anything you do, if it's not the ideal or the basic choreography movement, it will be called breakdance. We didn't know what it was called. So I don't know how long it has existed in that state in India, because I am considered one of the first to start battling in popping, but there were already guys doing it well before me. There were people who I saw and I was like, what the hell? How are you doing that? And, that's when I got curious and so on and so forth. So I feel like there is no exact source I can point out like that. But I'm guessing this started because of people like us who did not have the means back in the day, but they did see something and they just absorbed it. Then that
Yeah.
led it to be seen in movies, like, people like Govinda, etc. Like, of course, Michael Jackson is being another inspiration as well. People started
Yes.
just doing that unconsciously, I think. And then later we figured out, okay, this is called popping, is it? That's fun. Nice. All right. Let me do this further, Let me research a little bit more about it. Let me get a bit more information, etc. And I think that's what led to what we have today. But I think that is how it started. It was inspiration after inspiration after inspiration, and then somewhere around 2006, 7, people just started battling, and then it became like a solid thing. People were actually following, and people had some reference to go with. Before that, it was just people doing whatever, just playing the music, whatever, just busting a move, and nobody knew what it's called, but they were all happy about it, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a comment from someone wrote, "Yeah, I remember meeting like a 55-year-old man popping clean
Yeah,
and said he did it long back, didn't even know what it was called. So the man
exactly.
must have started in the early 80s."
Pretty
Okay.
much, yeah.
Yes.
I've had
So
multiple conversations like that with people. Just crazy dancers who I meet on trains and they just start dancing, and you're like, how do you know that? And he doesn't know what he's doing, but
he
he's
saw
doing
Michael Jackson, he
it.
saw a movie, he
Yeah.
saw, and he's, and where are these people dancing? You said there was no battles and there was no competitions. Were people dancing in the clubs? Were they outside? Where were people doing this?
Bro, India is a very, I don't know, this is a very culture shock country, maybe. This might come as a culture shock to you, but India doesn't need a place to
It's
dance.
just outside, everyone's just together.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
mean, India has more dance platforms well before we started at doing anything. We were all dancers, I'm pretty sure all of us, even all the other dancers, etc. We were all dancers well before we started doing our first pop or bebop, baby freeze, whatever. We were dancers well before that, because it's just culturally so. I mean, dancing is not a taboo here. You see random people busting a move here, not as a street dance. I mean, they don't have a
It's just
concept of street dance.
right, right.
It's just, we have festivals, we'll have marriages, we have
Wow.
pretty much anything. It's dancing. We are going to dance. That's pretty much the bottom line of it, regardless of
Wow.
what country you're from or what part of India you're from. For me,
Wow.
I think it would be Ganesh Visarjan. There is a festival where we, pray to like a god. I mean, a Ganpati. I'm not sure if you know about it, but it's a festival where we basically pray to a statue for 10 days, and then on the 10th day, there is a whole procession that happens. For me, that was my battleground well before
Wow.
anything. We used to just dance for days on end for some time. I mean, for no
Wow.
reason. That's how it is in India. I feel these guys would agree with that too, but that's how it is. We don't need a reason to dance, man.
Wow. Okay. That is a culture shock for sure. I haven't heard a response like an experience from the other countries I interviewed, and it's more of a Western, even interesting. Okay. Okay. Boogie Reptile, is there anything you would like to add to this origin of street dance traveling to India?
Yes, yes. Like he said, we are like Iceland is considered as one of the first, and then I'm considered as as the bunch of people who came right after Iceland's time
Yeah.
period. But then again, we never know. There might be a lot of other people who might be doing it, but they might not show up for battles. They might be just doing it just for the love of it. So there might be, because even we've also seen like a lot of videos. Like Elvis said, Elvis is also one of the house pioneers that we have in our country who's commenting down right now. So yes, so we've also seen like footages of people who are like 55, 60, 70-year olds still
Wow.
doing popping, and like it comes like a culture shock to you. Like they might be doing it in festivals, people playing Indian instruments. Like I'm sure that you won't know the name of those instruments, but yeah, people playing Indian instruments in the festivals, and people, there might be a guy or an uncle just popping in between. So you never know where exactly the dance came from.
Mhm.
But about battling, I think one of the first events I saw, the first ciphers I saw was Cypherolics, which was organized by B-Boy Bunny, who is also one
Oh,
of the first,
funny.
like I think the first in India. And breaking was really popularized before, like even before solo battles came into place. At least in my city, there used to be a lot of crew on crew events. Like people used to battle crew on crew even before like solo breaking or solo one versus one
Okay.
popping or solo one
Crew.
versus one
The,
backing.
okay.
All of Yeah, so there used to be a lot of crew culture back then. So I think
I missed that. Yeah.
yeah, and from there it used to be like always there were like all style crew battles, and then every 5 rounds they used to maybe play like a breaking music, like a popping music, like a house music, like a whacking music, and then I think this gave people a lot of incentive to keep solo battles after that, because like most of the times what used to happen is in Calcutta, which is my city. So one like we used to have like crew on crew for like the first 3 or 4 years. It used to be only crew on crew, and people used to like the crews used to have beef, and like the poppers of one crew and the poppers of the other crew used to have beef, and they used to be like, come, let's just exchange, leave our crew, we just go to the side and we'll exchange. Or the breakers of the crew of one crew and the breakers of the other crew used to just call each other out. And I think that is how at least in my city the solo battles started happening. And yeah, I think like I said, freeze was also one of those events which really popularized battling a lot. Like it was not one of the first events, but it was one event which really popularized battling in India on a really huge scale, because that was one event which brought down everyone from India. I mean everyone from India to in one place, and that is also like one of those events where India saw the first international judge. So yes, so I
Wow.
think yeah, I think that is how, at least in my city, the whole uh, street dancing culture started. And a lot of TV shows also helped us. Like we used to have Boogie Boogie back then, and which was like one of the most like we consider it as one of the most genuine
The
dance
OGs.
reality shows
Yeah.
in India.
It's
Yeah,
it's a
so that
movie called
really,
Boogie Woogie.
no, it's a
No, it's
dance
not a
reality show
movie.
called
It's
Boogie
a
Boogie.
reality TV show.
Oh, it's
It's
a
a
It's
reality
a
reality
TV show.
reality
TV
show, yeah.
show.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
And there was dancing?
Oh,
There
there
was
was some
dancing. Yeah, it's
crazy
a dance.
dancing. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes,
And they had street dance?
Oh,
yes,
yes.
yes,
That
yes.
was one of the first platforms. Sorry.
It
Go
was
on.
And
considered
even
to be
one of the judge
yes,
in that show used to do popping
Oh,
also at that time.
Javed
yes.
Jaffrey. Oh man. That guy was one of the
Like I
OGs
said, you
here.
never know who started popping first. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was crazy already back in, I don't know back in what, but he was crazy already when we started. So,
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think that was one show which gave people a lot of hope that street dance will be accepted on TV, and a lot of people started doing street dance after watching Boogie Woogie, and yeah, like there was it was like at least for me and a lot of other people, there was a lot of mixed culture of the street dance that we used to see in Step Up to the Streets and all of these movies, and a version of the commercial dance that used to happen in TV shows like Boogie Woogie. And we have a very famous personality in India called Raghav Jual. A lot of people got inspired watching Raghav Jual, who used to be considered like the king of slow motion. And we used to be like, okay, when I want to go like slow, and I want to look animated and all of this stuff. So yeah, so there was a lot of different inspirations from the streets, outside our country and from our country. So I think a mixture of both of this really got us attracted to this stuff. Yeah,
Wow. Okay. And the man who would do slow motion, he was
yeah.
dancing years before, like many.
Years before, yeah. Many years before. Like he used to also come down for like his crew used to like I said, a lot of crew on crew battles used to happen back in the days. So he had a crew named D Maniacs who used to also come down for underground events, and we used to be like. Oh, I saw this guy. I saw this guy in this particular event, and then we suddenly see him on TV, and he's doing slow motion and all of this. So that used to be like one of the places where we used to be like, if this guy can make it on the screen, we can also make it. And a lot of people got inspired watching this whole thing turning into TV, and Boogie Woogie and Step Up to the Streets and all of these things coming together. And we used to try and copy that. We used to not even know the word cipher. We used to be like, just let's just form a
yeah,
circle and let's just dance. Yeah, so that is one of the things where all of these three four channels of inspiration used to come to us, and we used to just generate what we know by just watching all of these footages. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Funky Villain, what was your experience of, again, the same question of the street dance culture traveling to India and evolving?
Actually, the street dance in our region, northeast region of India, it came later before it was started in north and all places of India.
Okay.
So I think these guys would have the best answer for it because I have experiences later. But for me, I would say in India we have our dance way before then street dance has even entered in India. So
exactly.
like in India, we when we say we go back to 1940s or 1920s, we didn't have that platform to represent folk dance. So maybe it was done on street only, maybe on ground only. So yeah, that's
Wow.
my way of how I think street dancing has been coming. So those inspiration I have seen like some people doing waving in
Yeah,
1940s.
Yes, I've
So I
seen
don't
the
know,
video. Yeah.
yeah.
Right, right. I have seen some videos. Okay.
So
Okay.
I've seen some Indian people, yeah, some old Indian people doing all this waving and just controlling their muscles and their body. So I don't know how would I describe it if that was street dance or not, but yeah, it was way before battling and all scene happened in India.
Okay. Got it. So there's a dance video I've seen. It apparently it's a movie. It's I want to show you this and tell me if you've seen this or if you know who this dancer is. I want to just share this real quick.
yeah. Huh. That's cool.
Are you familiar with it says dance featuring I'm not sure.
Rajnikant, yeah.
Was that Razina? I couldn't see the video for some reason, but I kind
Oh,
of guessed with the music.
so do you know who are you familiar with this film or this dancer?
I'm
Rajnikant,
familiar with
he's
this name.
actually a
I'm
South
familiar with
Indian
this
actor,
name.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
he's a very
Everybody who knows that
very
is,
famous
yeah,
South Indian actor. Like a lot of dancing in India has been inspired by South. Like I
Yeah.
said, that
it's
kind
true.
of dancing, that kind of body language, that kind of movement can just come from the South. So, and Rajnikant is considered as one of the most famous personalities from the southern region. and he's been
Yeah.
like into movies and for really really long time. Like he's really famous out here in India. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But ironically,
Yes,
he
yes,
wasn't known
yes.
for his dance that much as much as his movies, though. But yeah, that's just
Uh,
how
Uh,
dancing is here. It's quite common because everybody in movies is supposed to know how to dance. So that's like the
ah,
cutoff. I mean, if you can't do a basic two-step, etc., I don't think you'd be in movies in Bollywood. So every actor here could dance. It's just that Rajnikant was one of the more famous guys. So yes, I understand why you would hear about him.
understandable. I see. Okay. I see. There's a comment. Okay, I guess we'll go to a comment. Someone said, Jin08 said, popping in animation was mostly called by dubstep inspired by nonstop. I think someone else said something about nonstop. Marquis Scott is the
Correct.
guy who inspired most of Indian dancers popping in animation. Is this true? Is this statement
I
true?
wouldn't say that.
I think
I
Marky
wouldn't say
Scott
that.
has inspired the world, not just
Yeah,
India.
but I wouldn't say that it started because of Marcus Scott.
No,
That would
no,
be taking
I
away
won't
from a
write it.
lot of people because there were a lot of people here, me included, who were already popping well before
Before
you
Mark.
know
Right.
Marcus Scott even put out the first popped up cakes video, etc.
Yeah,
Well before that, there were already people doing it here. Quite crazy people. Some have even gone international, etc. Well before that, like people like Winnie,
yeah,
G-Man, etc. Manish, they were CC, Funky, me, Tico. All of us were doing it well before we were even introduced to Nonstop.
I
So
see.
I wouldn't call that statement entirely true. But
Okay.
yes, Nonstop did definitely inspire, I'm sure, people who joined in maybe after 2014, 15-ish, because every stage had their own inspiration. And I think the people who joined around that time, they would definitely relate to Nonstop more. We were more of a kite generation,
Yes.
you
yeah.
in kite. Later it was Nonstop. For some it was Cockroach. For some it was Prince.
Uh,
But there's a bunch of them.
yes. This is similar to, I think, also in USA when Nonstop and Dragon House, when they got viral, that's a lot of new generations. They were watching this and, wow, what is this?
Yeah,
For the first time, they were seeing it.
yeah,
But agree, Nonstop wasn't the origin, the source of popping dance like we
of
know it,
course, yes.
popping. Right. Okay.
Exactly.
Um, wow, I wasn't sure. Was there something? I don't know if anyone wanted to add something to that before I ask another question.
I think there was like a mob of dancers. I after like Non-Stop's video, Pumped Up Kicks, the dubstep video he made, like really got viral, and I think there were like a mob of dancers who used to do toe spin in the name of popping. So there was that.
Hey, don't say that. I used to do it too.
Yeah. So I mean, there used to be like people who used to do that, but I think dubstep dancing, the whole term dubstep dancing was also made famous by a lot of other Indian dancers, like even Tico. There was Kevin Zombie from South. These guys used to do a lot of,
Uh-huh.
they used to put up a lot of footages of them popping to dubstep music. So people used to be like, "Oh, this is called dubstep dancing," because that time dubstep was so infectious to the ear, and everyone used to love dubstep dancing. And the beat kills on a dubstep music becomes so prominent. Even if you are like guang, you know what I'm trying to say. So the
Yes,
beat
yes,
freaks look so attractive. So people used to be like, "Oh, I want to dance to dubstep," and it slowly started becoming dubstep dancing. Added with Marcus Scott being so viral on his Pumped Up Kicks video, and other people like Blueprint and all of these guys.
yes.
So yep, that is a different story. And even again, like there were a lot of other inspirations from India. Like Isolate was a huge inspiration. Isolate Tico was a huge inspiration for animation, and there was Vineet, Manish Pop, Bold, He-Man, who used to like really inspire people when it comes to popping really hard. Like
Wow.
these guys, along with some other guys included, used to really inspire generations to just pop really hard. They used to like they still have like really bombastic pops. And there was a different generation who used to like there was Roshan and Funky and all of these people who used to really push people towards the boogaloo style, the dancing aspect of the whole style. So yeah, I think they were like a group of popping dancers who used to, you know, really push people into different styles and different disciplines. So yeah,
I
but
see.
again,
Okay.
there were also like how I see, there were also certain inspirations from this dubstep thing coming up, and even
Yeah.
like I said, Raghav Jual was also into a lot of dubstep dancing. I mean, dancing to dubstep and
Yes.
all of that, or making weird faces on you know what I'm trying to say? So all of that
Yes.
stuff. So yeah, so it should really look attractive to some people, and that's how the thing came. But it was there for a really long. I mean, for a really short time. Later on, with
Mm.
with more events happening down, with more people starting to teach, more international dancers coming over here and clearing our clearing our misunderstandings. So I think that way it really shaped into something proper. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Funky Villain, is there anything you would like to add to this about the influence of, you know, dubstep or other influences?
I think it was just a misconception that we used to have, like dubstep is a dance style because of the Dragon House era. So just like that, yeah. And
Okay.
all the rest, they all said it, yeah. That's how
Got it.
it all got introduced, the dubstep era in India.
Got it. Speaking of dubstep in India, there's a video I saw. This has to be 12, 13 years ago, and it's a video called Indian Dubstep Ger Ger. I'm gonna show you and
I think
tell
I
me
know
if
what
you
you're talking
recognize
about.
this
I
video.
think I know exactly which video you're talking about.
Are you familiar with this video? Okay. Because when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is so creative. And, you know,
Can't see
all
the
the,
video.
the hair cutting and then,
Yeah,
what was it? There was just so many concepts in this video. Can you tell me about what's the context of them and their influence?
To be honest, I don't know who these guys are. Till
Oh,
to
yeah.
date, I have no idea who these two are, but I know I didn't even
Same,
see the
same,
video.
same.
For some reason, I can't see it, but I know exactly which video this is. The guy with the ponytail and then,
yes.
yeah. Though
Okay.
I don't think anybody knows who these guys are, but
No,
they
I
had a
literally
short
don't know
period
them.
where they
I think
used to just post videos.
Yes, I think these guys back in the days, like these guys used to be like really influential content creators, and they were to my knowledge they were from the southern part of the country, and this
So,
was back in the times where we had this artist called Ganesh Hegde. He used to like
Yeah,
make really amazing music, and that music used to have a lot of electronic impact on his like in his whole thing. So yeah, so I think like these guys used to like make all of these videos, and they used to be really viral on social media back in the days. And I think that's the only influence. Like they were not a lot into the street dancing or the battling aspect, but yeah, they used to really make a lot of creative videos. And and that time we had this, like I said, Ganesh Hegde was really influential when it comes to the type of music we dance to, like the type of Indian music most of the poppers dance to. Like there's a song called Main
yeah.
Divana, which is like the most famous song for poppers. If they want to dance, like if you make a dancer, if you want an Indian dancer to pop on a Hindi, on a Bollywood music, he would definitely dance to this song called Main Divana. So yeah, I think this was that era where people used to dance to that, and a lot of South like these two people, they were really good content creators back then. Yeah,
I see. Okay.
yeah.
Funky Villain, do you want to add anything about
Yeah,
the
I would say Ganesh Hegde has been one of the inspiration for many dancers in India because he was just like MJ. I mean, he could sing,
in
he could
India,
act,
yeah.
he could dance. He was overall a full package, just like MJ. So he has inspired so many of us, and also he has brought Politics Crew to one of his albums. So it was like boom, he's showing us, he's giving the exposure to street dancing even in his video. So
Wow,
that's how the dance scene in India also evolved, got inspired from his videos. Yeah,
I see. Okay. I see oh yes, Marcos.
I think the whole conversation is will tell you that if it like when you show these videos, etc., you will see that different places in India will give you a different answer. Like for example, if you check the comments, there is someone called Zubu. Shout out to Zubu, man.
Hmm.
Zubu is from Bangalore. He's from the south, so he's saying he was literally inspired by these two guys. So I'm sorry, I didn't know that. That's kind of crazy.
Oh,
So you get it. Like the different parts of India, you will find different people who different people were inspired by. So, for example, Rajnikant more towards the south. These two guys more
Yeah.
towards the south. Ganesh Hegde was an overall influence. Yes, he was very famous, but I don't know if everyone will relate to it, even in the South, because as I said, if you see here, Zubu here is mentioning these two guys were their inspiration. So,
I see.
I don't want to take away
Yeah.
from them and say that these are just two random guys who used to create content. I'm sure they were, but I'm seeing that they had an impact which I didn't know about. That's fun to learn, but
Yeah.
So
that's what I wanted to say. Like everyone will have a different answer.
Zubu is referring to the video I just shared. That these two
Yes,
guys.
he is. Yes. He is from
Ah,
the place where these two guys are from. I mean,
I
from at least from the part of India. I mean, not the exact city, I suppose, but
I see. I
The
see.
same region. Yeah.
Okay.
Zubu
Okay.
Zubu Anna is also one of the first hip hop freestyle dancers we have in India. Yeah.
Really? One of
yes,
the first
Yeah.
hip
yes,
Yeah.
hop dancers.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
From the
Okay.
south. From the south. So that's why he relates. Like the video you showed, it's a video of the south. So that's why he's relating to the
Exactly.
footage.
I see.
So
It. Mhm.
yeah, so it's like I said we all have different influences. Like in my region, Mithunda is like a huge influence. There is
Yeah.
Mithun. There's this person called Mithunda. We call him Mithunda, and he's like a huge influence in dancing in our region. And I'm sure in West there might be someone else. In Northeast there might be someone else. And like Zubona is referring to in the South there are different people. So yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, coming back to when events started happening, when people started saying, "Okay, this is popping, this is breaking, this is hip hop." Was this all around 2009, or was it what year
No.
did people have the names down?
I mean, I can only speak on,
Your
Mumbai,
right, right.
from where I'm from, like based on Mumbai,
Yes.
which is pretty much, I wouldn't say it's the first because I wouldn't know everything that happened back then, but I would say Mumbai was one of the first to actually have any battles, etc., followed or simultaneously with Delhi, Bangalore, etc. But in Mumbai, it started with breaking. Every battle was predominantly breaking. I think from good 2005, 4, all the way until 2008 or 9. I think
Wow.
you could say
Okay.
10 as well. It was all breaking one on one, crew on crew, all style, as Reptile was saying
Yeah.
earlier. That is what it was. Most of it used to be like this, where it was crew on crew battle and one on one breaking or crew on crew breaking, etc. I was a breaker too. I mean, all of us
Yeah.
were, I'm sure. So we all started off with that. And then slowly, I think the first popping battle for me was in 2010. I think 2010. Yeah. It's To the Culture. Uh, it happened in Mumbai. It's a page now. They handle media content for dancers, etc. But they had this one event that used to happen every year in Mumbai. I think for me at least, or even in general, I feel that was one of the first major popping battle, which had a one-on-one popping category, one-on-one all style, one-on-one breaking, etc. Before that, it was always breaking, which I loved, but you know, it was dominant everywhere. You could only find breaking dance.
Breaking. And okay, got it. Okay. And how about you, Boogie Reptile? Of what year did people start saying this is breaking, this is popping, having the terms?
I think like breaking came way before. Like 2010, people used to have this stamp breaking. There used to be like separate breaking ciphers. Even if the dancers of other styles used to like cipher together. There was by that time there were like different breaking ciphers happening, people doing footwork, people doing palm moves. We used to have that categorized stuff back in the days, and I think like popping or even like other styles, especially popping. I think it came from 2013. I think DFC was a huge influence because DFC, this jam, this started off with like maybe eight poppers in a garage. The venue used to be a garage, to
Wow.
having like 300 poppers inside
Shout
a
out to
room.
Astik, man. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Astik from Delhi. So I think one of the major influences was DFC, and Delhi popping scene in general, because Delhi, we used to like every
Sure.
year we used to go to Delhi and we used to see new dozens of people coming up, new poppers coming up, and that city used to keep just always grow. So yeah, I think that is one event from where people used to be like, oh, this is popping. This is popping. Oh, this is like hard hitting style. Oh, this is
Yeah.
like the animated style. Oh, this is like the book style. Because, like I said, every city used to come, people from every city, like the seniors from every city, or even the new dancers from every city used to come, and everyone had something different to offered on the table. So I think like that is one period in 2014 or I think 2015 where the hype of breaking uh, came to a shift to popping. Like popping was really hyped. Like people
Wow.
used to, there used to be a lot of poppers, and yeah, popping used to be really hyped. Like there was a point where every international judge who used to be invited to India were poppers,
Real
because
okay.
popping was so trending. Yeah, like every, like if there were eight, like if there were like four international judges coming down to India, out of four, two might be poppers, because
Wow.
people used to know that if they keep popping category in the jam, their jam's
People
gonna
will
be filled
come.
with
Yeah.
dancers. Yeah, yeah,
Popping was becoming more popular than breaking?
For a
yeah,
while,
Yeah.
yeah,
yes. For a bit,
yeah.
yes.
Wow. That's interesting. I feel that's, from my understanding, that's never happened in even in the USA. I think breaking was well, no, when breaking appeared, I feel like breaking has always been more
Yes, yes, yes.
popular. So okay, interesting.
But I
Okay.
think India has like phases. Like right now, I think hip hop freestyle is really hyped in India right now.
Yeah.
Hip hop categories are really hyped in India, because like like I said, at one point from 2009, every jam used to have breaking. But then from 2014 and 2015, people started slowly keeping just popping and rapper style categories. And then right now, people are keeping like hip hop and rapper style, because
Yeah.
popping, the highlight of popping is slowly getting
Shifting.
shifted to hip hop. So yeah, so I think
Hip
it's
hop.
like time
Okay.
phases, time stamps. Like people have these like different time stamps, and it just happens like that.
Okay.
I won't be shocked even like after, like if after like a year or two it shifts back to breaking. So it's just a time thing. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
see.
Crump
Yeah,
had
like
its
even
way.
Crump, like Elvis said, Crump also had its phase too, because Crump in India, there are a lot of Crump events happening right now, and every event has like 5 to 6 judges, and they have their own community and stuff going on. Yeah, so
Just
I
Wow.
to
think it's all phases. Yeah,
just to
Mark.
add to that, like, I mean, it isn't like we shifted from one dance to another and the dance that was already happening was just let go. That's not what happened.
No.
yeah, yeah,
To
yeah.
just to add context, it was always like, okay, so breaking happened. There was a huge community around it that was built, and then it shifted to popping, but it didn't take away anything from breaking. It was still there. The crazy people were
Correct.
still battling. Battles used to still happen. It was not that, okay, so we shifted from breaking, so breaking is just going to be shunned. No, crazy stuff happens with breaking in India still. Just the same happened with popping. We moved on, but doesn't mean all the poppers just dispersed or shifted onto the new trendy thing. No, there were people still
Yeah,
doing it full time, and
right.
I feel like because we have a huge population, we have a lot of people, man. Like we have a lot
Yeah,
of
the,
people
the
coming
most
in every
people,
few
right?
years,
Right.
Yeah, it just
every
when
four
people
to
see
five
something
years.
new, it just shifts. The
Yeah,
attention just shifts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the thing.
but
But
there
then
are
again,
people
like
who
breaking has
keep
always
doing
been
it
like
as
a,
well.
yeah,
Yes,
I see. It just
yeah.
keeps growing and more layers on top of each other, layers.
for sure.
Yeah, right.
Funky villain, if you would like to add to again
Uh,
yes.
so basically, when I started, it was 2010 when I started watching breaking battles, the Red Bull BC one and all. So I used to get inspired from Hong Ten and Viva Victor and all. So I started from breaking only. That time I knew what breaking was, but I didn't know about what popping and locking was because I used to watch the reality show and there they say locking as popping and popping as locking. So it was
Oh,
all
The time
mixed
period.
match there in the reality show. So I was just following it, and then later when I moved out of my region and went to Delhi and Mumbai and all places, so I understood what popping is and what locking is. I could differentiate then because I understood the roots and history where it is all coming in.
I
So
see.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now there's events happening. There's there was crew battles. Then it's now there's solo battles. It's getting popular all over different areas of India.
Yeah.
Why do you think why do you think it was in the 2000s, like 2009? Why do you think it took that time to make events? Why not in the 80s and 90s to earlier? What is there any idea why it waited till 2000 and later on? Yes, Funky
I think,
Villain.
yeah. Go on.
So actually, we were already having events, but not the street one, the street culture. But in India, we were already having events, the folk dances, by which we have for our own people. We were having it. We were celebrating these dance styles. Later, when we were exposed to, maybe my seniors will say it better. Maybe later we were exposed to this street dance style, so it came later. It's not like we were not having any this events and all. We were having events, but in our traditional dances, yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay.
I think it. I mean, I think it has to do with exposure because we didn't have a lot of media content coming in here in India. It was really for a few privileged people who could actually access foreign content back in the day.
Okay.
So I think the shift happened, like you said, why didn't it happen back in 80s and only took
Yeah.
until 2009? I think it happened because of access. People didn't have access here.
Mm,
People, there was no way to connect with people before
Yeah.
internet. I mean, for me, I'm sure these people must have started on Instagram, etc.
yeah.
I was connecting with people on Orkut. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember that, but Orkut was Instagram
All
before
together, yes.
Instagram. Yeah. So, I mean, and it was a privilege for me. I had to pay a certain fee just to go. So I used to go into cyber cafes. Computers were not a thing back then. We
Okay.
didn't have computers at all. So I
Right.
used to go into cyber cafes, pay about 20 rupees for 1 hour. Really bad internet. You had to literally dial a number for
Oh,
you
wow.
to get internet access and stuff.
Wow.
And then we used to speak to other people. Or let's just say you want to watch a popping video. I mean, I'm just using popping as an example, but you want to watch one video, you would have to sit there for about 10-15 minutes, buffer it, and then watch it, then, oh, wow, okay, that was crazy. But then again, if you want to watch it again and if it reloads, you're done. You have to start
Oh,
all over again. And I
wow.
think I'm just using this as an example to explain that it was more about access. When people started being able to connect with each other easier or have access to more media
Yeah.
content, people started coming together and, really thinking about, hey, we can do this here. Like, let's do a battle here because before that it was always just bits and pieces, right? I mean, we are watching Michael Jackson, we are watching James Brown, we're watching even Indian influences. We only watch clips of it, like, because that was all we could access back then. It was really a luxury to have internet connection to, like how we take it for granted today, where we can look up everything we want at just one
Yeah.
second. It
Yes.
wasn't back like that back then here. It was really crazy to even, you had to really invest time to be able to get exposure to these things. So I think that's when it shifted, like when we started getting more access to stuff like this, where we could watch other people do it because we didn't know what a battle is. I mean, even if we did it some competing stuff, our competitions were more about showcase, where we used to have
Yeah.
a certain time slot. You go and do your thing. I'm not saying that has stopped. We still have that.
Yes.
But, for us to be able to shift into that battle mode, we really had to be exposed to it first. And I think that's what changed in 2009, maybe 8, 10, or even people who were doing it well before me. As I mentioned, there were people doing it in 6, 7, ish as well. These were guys who had the luxury of accessing this information. So that's why they started it. And in 9, it just blew up because everybody has access to the internet. So
See,
a lot more people could see it. And until like 2013, 14, it just went crazy. And
see.
today it is what it is. I think that's what created that shift,
I
access, because
access.
that was a major
Okay.
part.
Okay. So my this brings me to a couple questions, but the first question I like to ask is um, how we'll talk about popping because everyone here is familiar with popping, correct? That's the style most familiar with. Um,
Yeah.
Popping looks different in every country. It's, the West Coast, the way they pop in USA versus how poppers may be in Japan. What do you notice about the popping style in India in your area? What is the differences or similarities between the street dance in India, and then when you look at outside of the other countries, what do you notice is different and same?
I think like earlier when we started off, it used to be all inspirations and influences that we had from like other different countries. So it's like there used to be like a bunch of people who used to look like Green Tech. There used to be a bunch of people who used to look like Juan. There used to be like a bunch of people who used to look like all the famous poppers. So later on, when we started getting to know about it even more, we got more exposed. We started having like our own unique styles. Unique styles like people started be choosing or self packaging themselves onto like different disciplines under popping they like. Like I said is a lot into animation. I'm a lot into boogaloo and waving. Funky Villain is a lot into boogaloo and hardcore popping. So we all used to have like started getting into different approaches where we can fit ourselves in. So I think that is one way where we like got our pathway out. And then again, like on a recent basis, since most of us we started traveling and we started looking at other dancers or even competing with some of the best in the world, like Funky Villain, he just recently battled Popping C and Empty Pop in a final of an event.
Wow.
So yeah, so later on, we started getting exposed when we started thinking that people whom we see as inspirations can also be a competition, and for that we need to also have like a like a separate set of approach to
Yes.
compete. We cannot just get inspired and battle them on the same thing which they've been like training for like years and years, so
Yeah.
that that balance never gets on the same point. So we need to like have like a separate style, separate set of a mindset to be able to like match that thing out. So I think from there the incentive of us even looking at the music, or even the way we approach music is totally different. Like if you see like when we are entering, like most of the like I think most of the experienced or the current ones, the way we approach music or the way we listen to the sound is different. Like I have seen this even when my friends battle like in a different country. I know when there's a double bass, they have a particular reaction that is like an Indian reaction to the music, which
Interesting.
maybe the other dance, yeah, which maybe the other people from the other country might not be doing it. Like I know if there is a Ritik, there will be a or I know where if there is an isolate, there would be a different reaction to the music where like, and that there's one common point where we all meet. And yeah, I think that is one thing which I feel is really unique about us at this current moment, because we listen to music differently, and we have this I think this culture or this mindset of having signature moves. Like a lot Indian poppers, we use a lot of signature moves. We all have
Oh,
like a separate set of signature moves. Like there are people who do, yeah, like who bring a lot of yoga influences in their move. There are people who bring a lot of karate influences in their move. I use a lot of reptilish signature moves when I dance. So yeah, I said uses a lot of facial gestures when he dances. So we have like a separate it's like a separate what to say, like a signature move or a separate like a trump card which we use while we battle. I think that's something which really makes us different from others. And we've also faced this, like whenever there's an international judge who comes, or we go to an international event, and when they watch us hitting our signature move, they're like, oh, what is that? Oh, oh. So they get surprised. Oh my god, Indian yoga. Oh my god, what was the reptile move? So they get really surprised and they have fun with it. So yeah, I think that is something
Nice.
which sets us apart. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's yeah.
Okay. Marcos or a funky villain?
Yeah, I'll say
I,
for,
go on, man.
shall I?
Yeah, please go on.
So I'll say the most important difference that I see among other countries' dancer and my country's dancer is the aura, the energy, the feeling we have. Rest, we are learning the same technique, the same foundation and everything. But the energy, the aura we have because of our country's traditional folk dances and all the rich qualities that our countries have, we may look different because of it.
Ah, I see. See.
Also, if I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or not, but as I have heard, the downbeat is also got inspired from Indians.
Ah, okay.
So the music essence of Indians are like literally different. The way we feel and connect to music, it's like totally different.
I see. Nice.
Yeah,
We have our own. Yeah, sorry. He's a fan. To add to that, I feel like yes, it's the culture, as Ritik said. It's our culture gives us a huge one up over everyone. It's just so much to get inspired by here. Like every maybe 100, 200 kilometers, you're going to see a completely different place with completely different people, with completely different languages. The
Wow.
music is different. The folk dances would differ. Every state had its own folk dance. And
Right.
yeah,
like, if you go from one state to another, you won't be able to tell that this is the same country, Like,
Wow.
and I think this gives you an edge. This exposure to so many different cultures
Yeah.
because we learn to live with it as well, right? I mean,
Right.
we
Right.
go into each other's state, we learn about it, and I mean, they do the same, etc., vice versa. This creates like this. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it creates this understanding or involvement into culture so much that we are just surrounded by all kinds of music, all kinds of dances, well
Right.
before we even get into any, technically sound dances or, something we go ahead and try to, really practice, etc. At one point, it really gets like, okay, we need to practice this, but we've been dancing well before that because of all
You
the influences we have.
Right. You have such a rich culture, such a rich everything around the experience, the dance, the music.
yeah,
So I understand you pulling from that, and it adds to the
Much.
dance, the popping dance, the hip hop. But you already have such a
yes,
rich dance and music and a ear for music. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see
It's
someone's
like
wrote.
even if you're like, yeah, you want to say something?
Oh no, I
Sorry.
just see someone wrote. I use belly dance and feminine model moves, popping Annie. Someone said that. But
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So it's like even if you like sway or even if you groove, there's a difference which comes through a culture. Even if I'm grooving, or even my eyesight is grooving, or funky vein is grooving, we have that that tinge of our own separate culture, or our
yeah,
own upbringing that also makes us different from each other. So it's a lot of culture, and it's a lot of cultural factors that makes us really unique, because everyone have are exposed to different kind of dances, like Ganpati, when the festival happens, people have a different set of energy, which I think Marcos, he grew up watching that. Like when there is a Durga
Okay.
Puja in my city, there is a separate type of celebration and a separate type of dancing, because it's a different instrument. Even when there's Bihu in Assam, Bihu is also really really big festival in Assam. It's a separate, like Bihu involves a lot of grace and subtle moves. So I think Funky Villain grew up watching that. So it's like we see, and Delhi, the whole place in general has a very I don't know whether aggressive would be like a proper word to put in, but they have a really loud nature in general. Like, Delhi
The
people,
dance is
they
the
like,
same.
yeah, and the dance is the same. And like us, we are very shy in nature because we are really like, we have this low key thing. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like different people having different kind of, uh, what to say, characteristics or something like that. So
Yes,
that also reflects in our dancing.
I see.
So yeah, because that comes
It's
from the
like big.
culture.
It's like Big
Yeah,
Brother. If you travel 100 kilometer from east to west, you will see 100 different language while
Wow.
traveling.
Yeah.
really,
Wow.
really, that's
Wow.
the thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. There's a comment someone wrote about events in India. I'm gonna pin it. They said, I remember when some people who organize dance events in India used to say, this is not our dance, it's a dance of the foreigners, until the youth showed the real essence of hip hop. Could you explain what is, I'm not sure. Tell me a little bit of what were they saying about the dance and the youth?
I think this has to do, I mean, this is the downside of having so many cultures here already, right? Some people were skeptical about us adopting or being a part of something that was not from here, from this land.
I see.
So we got a lot of flack for that as well because, hey, why are you doing this? We already have so many dances in India. Why are
Ah,
there's always going to be one more side to it, which doesn't really appreciate it. I think that's what happened. But it wasn't like the people used to be mad at us or anything, like, go crazy about it. But it was just an initial pushback where it was just starting off. So people were like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do this? We already have so many things. Why are you not doing that instead? Why are you pushing this foreign culture? Like, we had this alienization of sorts for us where they were like, you need to stop this and switch to something Indian. But I don't think that's so prevalent now. But initially, yes, that was there. That was a thing. That was something people used to say a lot.
Yeah.
At every competition, I mean, we used to go for college competitions where we used to get that comment, you should do more Indian, which used to really confuse me. I was like, bro, I am Indian. Like, what do you mean I
Yeah.
should do Indian? So,
right,
but
right.
that was an initial pushback we used to get for sure.
Yeah.
It's not something that really affected the dance, I would say, but it was there for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it used to be really tough for people to register us if we just had danced to popping music. Even if we did the same popping to like Bollywood music, they used to be like, now you're the one, now you're the hero. So
Ah.
yeah, it's something like that. So earlier, like I said, we used to go to college events, and even if we used to dance to popping music, and we used to give like our best one, they used to be like, okay, but I saw this guy and he used to be do Indian stuff. He looks so graceful, and they used to be like, this is not our thing. But later on, if we started doing the same thing on Indian music, they used to be like, now you're talking.
They're like,
So yeah,
whoa.
yeah,
I see.
yeah, yeah. So that was
Okay.
always there, and I think it's still there. It's still there. Like we put like a normal dancing and a battleground on our social media, people don't react to it much. But then we dress up well and we put the same thing on a Hindi trendy
In
music.
the
Everyone goes like gaga over it. So
I
yeah,
see.
I think that's how the Indian algorithm works. Yeah.
I see. Okay. I
Yeah.
would I would like to ask, since we're talking about how the cultures views the dance and the blending of cultures, how does would you say your society at the moment views the street dance? Is it accepted a lot? Is it positive? Do people like the adults, the seniors, do they respect what the youth is doing when it comes to street dance? How does society view street dance?
young. I mean, any of you want to weigh in?
I think, I'll go. Huh.
Yeah,
So I
please.
think, we are like, if I consider myself as a senior, like we are really like open to the youth doing it, and we openly say that the youth is pushing us, because that is something, at least like in popping, and I think in every other style, it is the current generation that is really pushing themselves to the maximum, traveling, and it's like if we go to if we go to an event and if we see them, we are always very supportive about it. And that is, I think, that is one source of inspiration that keeps you know, getting us to just push forward and forward. Because at a point of time when we age up, like right now I'm 29, so I have separate priorities in my life as well. So it is not how it is when I was like 24 or 22. And in India, we have like a prize money. If we, even if we win an event, the prize money is not sustainable enough for us to, you know, lead it for the whole month or something like that. It's just good enough to just, you know, pass it on for like a day or two, or just fill in our room's rent. But then again, our priorities with time, when we age up, our priorities change. But then again, I feel because of the youth, we still feel like coming back. Like me, me in general, me personally, I've been doing this for 12 years and I'm 28 right now. So my body does not feel active how it was like back in
29.
24, or even my mindset. Because back when I was in 24, every event poster I used to stay, I used to be like, I need to be there in this battle. I need to be here. I need to be there. I need to travel here. And I could, you know, just go by train, not booking the railway tickets, or just, you know, going without tickets and stuff like that. But right now, the same thing is not possible, because our priorities in life keep changing. So I think it's the youth that still makes us, you know, look back and be like, we still need to keep doing this because they are moving forward, and we need to also push ourselves because we really get motivated. So I think if we are very open to them growing and you know, getting inspired by them. So I think there is like socially, we don't like socially there is no barrier as such, that like how you like how you asked. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Marcos or Funky Villain, if you would like to share,
Yeah, I'd
how
like
does
to
your
add.
town, how does the society view the street dance?
I'd like to add on this. Like when I started like doing the street dance, so basically the society where I lived in, even my parents, forget the society, I will say about my parents, they even didn't understood what I am doing and what is my future in it. So they were concerned about me, like they couldn't accept me doing the street dance where I have no future in their eyes. They see I cannot earn enough in this line. So they were worried, but soon as I proved myself, I started working. I started showing them how it goes, how it all evolved in India, how street dance is going to be one of the biggest culture in India soon. We can even earn as an artist in this line. So they started supporting me, but I don't think everyone in the society still thinks the same way, because even in India is still not accepted. Like we cannot do this piercing and all and walk
Ah,
in general people. So they all will see and notice and come and start commenting. So it's tough here out in India to be accepted by the society, but still we keep on going because we have the love for this art form. And also for me, uh, I think this whole perspective of street dance culture, this thug life and all, these gangsters. So if I would say this, even I talked with Mr. Wiggles also, he also agreed. India has the most of this accent, this thug life, this street gang wars and all. So people are
okay.
already afraid of dancers turning into street dancers because they think we will get bad in our life. Maybe we will get influenced to have drugs and all. So
But it's
yeah,
the opposite, right? Is it the opposite? People get into street dance and it's more positive, right?
True. Yeah. To add to that, like I come from a place which is not so great a place to live, to be honest, because it is considered like a play hub. I'm from Kurla in Mumbai. If you guys don't know that, but it's not a good place to be. I mean, it's kind of a hood inside.
Ah,
It has activities that doesn't go well with society here. But so when I started street dancing, right? I mean, my parents also used to assume that this guy is getting into the wrong habits, etc. But it was the opposite, yes. Because
yes,
before I started popping, etc., I used to hang out with a lot of weird guys, bad guys. Some of them are in jail, etc. So it actually was the exact opposite where I started dancing. I went away from that and started actually getting into more positive stuff. But
Yeah.
for for my parents, there was a stigma around dressing up like this, baggy jeans, loose t-shirt,
Right.
caps, etc. For them, it was like, what is my child doing? I mean, if you, I mean, might come off as a little racist, but Indian parents don't like their kids being anything apart from doctors and lawyers and, anything with a little bit of,
Good stuff. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
something they can have bragging rights for. That's what they want you to become.
I see.
Pauper is not exactly in their cards, that's not what they are looking forward to. But I mean, I can share one instance that should give you a context of how that stigma actually affects dancers here is so when I started off, I used to win these battles, local battles, etc. Pretty much every few weeks or so. I used to win it, come back home, take the title, put it on the wall. At one point, my parents literally started thinking that I was just buying these, you know, just to convince them that I'm doing okay. Like, that's
Wow.
that's the kind of I mean
That's
it's kind of funny, but they used to think like something is wrong with this stories. Definitely not. This is not something we've heard about. So this has to be some of a setup until they
yeah.
actually came to the battles once or twice. And they've not been to many, but
Nice.
once they came there, they were like, okay, this is serious, huh? Damn, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of good dancers, etc.
Yes. Yes.
So I mean about the part where you asked how society treats, I mean, we are still a very orthodox society, so we can't say that it's very well accepted yet.
Okay.
But as I said, we are a culture of dancers, etc. We are all dancers for some reason. We just be dancing. Even if we don't know it, we'll be dancing. So in a while, I mean, if we start actually doing it, at one point, I feel like a shift happens where they actually start agreeing with you. So it's not right off the bat that if people start dancing here, they are going to be accepted as a street dancer. It will definitely, it will take a while for them to actually get their folks to even agree to what they're doing.
I see.
Maybe later on, yes, they will start supporting you, but initially, there is always a pushback because it's foreign, here,
Right.
it's still a foreign thing. It's not something they have
Yeah.
completely accepted as something our people can do. So they get a bit surprised. There is an initial response of, "Hey, let's not do this," but then it is accepted slow and steady.
I
Over
get it.
the over a period of time, it's slowly accepted. Everyone does it differently, but I would say that's the case here about being culturally accepted as street dancers. That's definitely the case. It's not initial. I mean, it's not immediate, but people eventually do catch on there. They definitely start supporting at one point. But until then, you have to do a lot of convincing, man. Definitely, you have to really show them results. We're a
Yes.
results-based country. We don't like anything less than 90% in your exams, or you're going to get the belt. That's the kind of place we come from. So
Wow.
they need to see that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
High bar, high expectation of yes, I
That
see.
is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um
Bro,
within
I think I mistook your question. I think I mistook your question. I, I thought of it as a different question, but to what they said, I would just like to add, like one thing which is really tough to crack in India for the society is there is like a three-layer thing which works, which I feel outside it does not work. Like over here, if you're a dancer, people they want to see you either on TV or they want you to be really seen on social media or and underground like does not have existence towards the society. Like people are like, even if we have like titles, we cannot, the title only means of value to people who are into the dancing, into the underground dancing. For the society it does not mean anything because they don't even know about freestyle session or a 40 or whatever is happening. Like even if I come win a 40 tomorrow and come back home, they'll be like, okay, fine. So it's like that.
No big
So
deal.
yeah, no big deal. So I think that is one of these things because if even if as dancers in India, if even if we think about earning money full time through maybe popping or doing underground dance, it's very tough for people to reach us. Very limited people can reach out to us, because there are two layers that's always there. Like it's an commercial layer and an influencer on an Instagram layer, which always blocks the filter, and that is something where most of the underground dancers they suffer in, and that is the place where the society expects you to become something like that, because that is more acceptable.
I
Even if
see.
you're into dancing, like I see the difference myself, because even I've been a part of like TV reality show. So my parents they react in a different way when I was on TV, and they have a separate set of reaction when I used to just be an underground dancer.
I
So yeah, so I think that is one of these things. And again, like Islet said, we need to work really hard to make them believe that we have a future through it. Like and even most of the dancing, like most of the times what happens is there are a set of people who get into the positive part of the dance, and there are a lot of people who also get into the negative side, like getting into drugs and all of these stuff. And like a lot of youngsters, and what happens is like it has become like a place where we cannot take our parents, because there are a lot of negative, like there are a lot of negative sides of the dance as well, like in the sense that there are people who take it negatively. So even if we take our parents, like even if I go to an event and take my parents, I cannot show that there are a set of people who are like smoking up, or getting into stupid stuff like that.
right.
So yeah, so I think that is one of these factors which really happens in India, which I don't see in other countries, or at least in other events that happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of the community, within the street dance community, do you see there more, how do I say? Are there any, I guess the question is concerns in the dance community currently, the street dance community. Are there any concerns that you might see in the community? I know sometimes I have, there has been hierarchies, like where the top dancers tell everyone this is how you dance. And sometimes there's conflict with that. Sometimes there's conflict with the new generation and the old generation. Sometimes people want to be creative and do their own thing. I don't know. Are these maybe everywhere? Maybe these are challenges everywhere. But I want to hear, what are your thoughts? What do you see? Any concerns or maybe challenges in the dance community?
Uh, to me, I feel the only challenge per se, which might differ from, which might differ from other countries where you might know of, etc. But in India, we had a phase where we started off. It was mostly passionate people just coming together to dance, etc. It shifted on to it becoming a little bit mainstream, like, where it became completely cool to do this. Okay, let's do this. This is happening everywhere, etc., etc.
Right.
And now we have reached a phase where it's only like, we are mostly into competitions. Most of us are just doing competitions, or I'm not saying all of us, but a lot of us are just into the aspect of I need to compete, I need to win, I need to, because of the, I think it stems from the fact that we are expected to do crazy stuff for us to be even validated in this.
I see.
So I think it stems from that we have become so competitive that nobody really parties anymore.
Oh,
There is
okay.
no dancing happening per se. When it comes to just coming together and dancing,
Yeah.
very few of us who actually meet and just put on some music and start dancing. It's very. That used to happen all the time before, but now it's a bit rare. You might find people having a small local battle, and you'll see about 200 people turn up. But if you have a jam where you're just playing music and you expect people to, hey, let's just go dance, you will see about five, like you'll see 4 to 5 people barely. You would struggle to make it 10 as well, because
Wow. Okay.
no one really. I think that's the only concern, I would say, because all other challenges are something we
Yeah.
have been dealing with, we will have to deal with, we will probably continue doing that. But this one thing is something I would definitely like it to change, because I think it's just a big part of why we started this and how it came to what it is today. So I
Okay.
think that's one concern I would definitely like to address or just point out. I feel.
Okay. And then Funky Villain or Boogie, if you want to share.
Yeah, I think it's become really competitive now, right now, like Iceland said. Like there is, even if we are ciphering is something which
Yeah.
is meant to, just exchange. But then you would see faces where people will be like,
People
okay,
start
I'm
doing
seeing in
it.
cipher, what is the part where I can beat him, or where can I beat
Yeah.
him, or I want to like smoke this guy. Some like you will always see a judgmental, a cipher won't be a cipher anymore. It'll just be a part where people just will strategize on you. So it does not so after a point of time it does not feel like you are just dancing for the fun of it, or we never started dancing just to battle or even events. We started dancing because we fell in love with the art. So, and like we all know, like battle is just a very small part of the art. But sometimes it becomes so competitive that people they forget the fun part behind it, or just coming out, hanging in, or just even talking about dancing. Like if there is like if there like I said, if there is an event you keep like a battle, there will be a lot of people coming in. And if the prize money is high, and like what happens in India right now is, if people see there's an event where they think there's no competition, everyone lands up to the event.
And then there is
Because
If
competition.
there's no
yeah,
if they think there's no competition.
they all land
I
up to
mean,
that
it's just
event. That the event becomes the most successful event because they get the hope of winning.
So if you say like Hoenn or Empty Pop, then people don't want to go.
No, they
I
won't go.
know.
But
Yeah,
but if you
yeah,
don't say, then like, oh, I can win. That's
yeah.
interesting. That's different. That's a different experience. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and I have seen that. Like I have seen like we in my city there are big events, and there are also really small events where people don't where very local small events where people don't mainly go because it's not well organized or something like that. But I see footages and I see most of the crowd going there, and I'm like, where are you guys when there's like so many big people coming down for our events? So yeah, that is something we face because people are so competitive, not just competitive, but they are just hungry to win. Hungry to just come, win, post a title, and look cool on social media. So the fun part, the fun aspect of the dance has is really like vanishing because of that. Because earlier, back in the days, it was never like that. It used to be like maybe like 5 battles in a year, and the rest of the time we would probably meet, chill, or even if we are in the same city, we would like maybe ping each other and be like, let's just meet. Oh, you're in my city, let's just meet. But over here, we only just meet in battles.
I see.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that is
Okay.
the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the overall statement I would like to add is the most important concern that for right now what we Indians have is like people who are coming now are more interested in contest, but they don't know the real meaning of jamming.
Hmm.
True.
I see. I see.
Them when they say they hear jam, they understand only contest.
Yeah.
No conversation, no history talk, no development, no fun, only competition.
I see. Okay. Wow, that's
Yeah, I
interesting.
mean, there are people who don't even know the history, who don't even know the dance, the history of the dance that they've been doing for years. All they worry about is, I want to grow fast. Like I think we all have that one student who always are like, okay, I want to be like you in one day and I want to smoke everyone in my city. So
Right.
yeah, so I mean, they don't there are most of the people who don't care about the history, or at least the enjoyment part or the knowledge part of the dance. It's like mainly the competitive side, which I feel is that being competitive minded is good to a certain point. Everything competitive is good to a certain point till the time it does not get over the head where you don't care about actually the thing you get fun out of. Yeah.
I see. Okay. My next question is, where do you see the future of the street dance community in India? Where do you see it going? How do you see it evolving? If if you had to make a predicament from where it is now, where do you think it will be in the future?
Yeah.
Sure, Marcos.
I mean, For me, that's a crazy question now that I put it in perspective because you see, back when I started or people who started with me, etc., we didn't even think what is happening today was possible. Like, this conversation, me talking to a guy in Kolkata, one guy from
Wow.
Northeast, one guy from the United States. If you would tell me back in 2009 and 10 that, all this stuff you're doing is one day is going to get so crazy that you're going to go live and talk about it for hours, I would not believe you. So,
Wow.
I would feel like, what's wrong with you? Why would you say that? I mean, I would feel like you're mocking me or something. So that should just put it into perspective that what is happening is already so crazy. And if you consider it like how it is today and how it was back in the day, it has become very much, it has entered every avenue of media or entertainment. Like every dance show you see, although it's not a good thing, I suppose, we need to add more cultural dances as well. But every dance show you see, you're going to see someone street dancing.
Hmm.
And not one dude, there's going to be a lot of people street dancing. Like,
Wow. Okay.
it would, let's say if there's 10, 15 people, you would see at least 12 being street dancers, like, poppers, b-boys, club dances, house, etc. You would
Yeah.
see a lot of people doing that. So, I mean, considering how it has become now, I think it's just going to go crazier going forward. I mean, I would love to see that, but one day I see people from here who traveling to all the jams happening everywhere. I would love to see that, but I don't think that's impossible either. You would definitely start seeing more Indian people representing India in all these jams. Like you said earlier, you don't see that happening,
Right.
but I feel like now it has opened a few doors. If not all of them, it's not exactly as good as for a European to go anywhere, but it's still better. So I think that it's only forward from here. I feel like in a few years, it's going to be unrecognizable. I mean, we're going to have some stars from here which are going to.
Oh,
That's the kind of crazy stuff I feel would happen here in the future. Hopefully, I would love
oh,
that.
okay. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
I think like with more and more brands coming in, and like in India, underground dancing has become really famous. Like every dance show that happens or everything that is related to dancing, people refer to underground in some way or the other, because like right now underground has become like that cool thing in India where people, they want to say or they want to at least have a video where they are dancing in between the circle, it's
Yeah.
become like a really cool thing. And really and it's like it has really spread to a lot of people. I think one of the biggest reasons for that is Red Bull dancer style, in a good way and also a bad way. Red Bull has really promoted underground dancing a lot to the normal crowd in India. Because of Red Bull, like since Red Bull is commercialized, a lot of other brands have been coming in to support. Like there are bigger brands in other parts of the country, of the country, like Mumbai, where people would like to actually collaborate with an event so that they can sponsor their event. So I think we are also working towards it. Like I myself, I am working, and I tell Ritik or even Funky Villain, like I mean even Isolate, that there won't be, it won't take much longer where brands would come up and support an individual to maybe travel
Right.
or represent. And just like how Red Bull does it with other artists, or how Nike and Adidas and all of these brands does it, because there are already newer brands who's been pulling in to support events as a whole. So yeah, I think like that way there are a lot of there can be like a lot of glorifications back, like after a while, because like people already know about underground dancing here. Like there are, it's like underground dancing has been really promoted in a vast way. And even if there are concerts, people would have like a, at least like an exhibition battle happening, because you know um it looks nice when there are like people exchanging or people battling, or like I said, like if there are like 20 dancers in a contest, there would be like at least a popper, or at least a b-boy, or at least a house dancer. So that way I feel things are getting really popularized. and with time and with more and more commercial, I think commercial events coming down and taking place in India, things can go in the right direction. Because I feel like every commercial event that happens, like even maybe Red Bull Dance or Style or other events, that has like a bad impact, and that also has a good impact, which helps us popularize ourselves through different avenues of the dance. Because what happens is, most of the times when we just do underground events, things just happen in between a circle. You know what I'm saying? It just keeps sticking to us. But then there are these commercial events which helps us reach a wider audience, and there are possibilities of more brands coming our way, and maybe helping us put in our
Yeah.
jams. So yeah, like I've been seeing this change. Like I've been seeing like a lot of people sponsoring or pulling up. Like there are a lot of events like Street Combat, which Funky Villain mentioned some time back. That event was partially sponsored by Remo. Remo is like one of the biggest personalities in the commercial world, in the commercial, commercial circle of India. So that was the whole underground event was sponsored by him. He was
Wow.
one of the biggest sponsors. Yeah. So yeah, I think people would find a profit in investing in us. So, and I think it can just grow and grow more in future. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Funky Villain, what do you see the future of street dance in India?
I think it's growing and growing because if I consider myself, me being from a poor family, from another region to the corner of a country, and now reaching out to these people, I think I'm growing, and I'm growing because of this art form, street dance style. So this means street dance style is growing. That's why I'm growing.
Nice. Dope. I only have a few more questions actually. One of those few questions is, do you see any new creative experimental dancers coming, like new, like something you've never seen before that's that's evolved, that's coming from India, dancers that are maybe outside of the box, they don't fit into a certain style. Is there anyone that comes to your mind that you're like, whoa,
I
they
think
are
I'd say
different?
one name, Hitesh Patel. I think he's very extraordinary, and he doesn't fit in this circle. He's very extraordinary.
Who is this?
Hitesh Patel, if you know him.
Does he do fingers?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He does like all the face stuff?
No, that is Bishutole.
Yeah.
That is Bishutole. No, no,
That
no.
is
That is
Vishnu
Oh,
Bishutole.
that's
Lote.
someone else. Okay.
That's someone
Oh,
else. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That is Bishutole. I was about to take his name. I was about to take his name. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Tell me
That
about
is
Even
who is
he,
Bishutole.
all of them, yeah. These guys are from same circles only. Same. These guys are creative. They are doing something extraordinary.
Okay. Okay. Marcos, is there
I think
someone you
same. I
have?
think
Oh yes, yes.
Bishutole and Hitesh Patel, like Bishutole for me especially, comes into my mind when you say that. Like Bishutole
Yeah.
is like I cannot like bracket him into a particular style, because what he does is so experimental and so unique, and so it's like, what's that? It's like that. So yeah, I think Bishutole really comes into my mind the moment you say
Yeah, yeah.
experimental and the unique stuff. Yep.
Okay.
Also, he sees his dance style as painting. So it's something else he's thinking.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Have you met him before?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
He's
Oh,
from
you've met. Okay.
Delhi. We keep meeting him. He also comes for battles, but then he's more of performance, and he's more into other stuff as well. So yeah, but he comes down to battles at times.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, he's really unique. He's really unique. Yeah.
Okay. And, Marcos, is there someone that you think of that you're like, wow, they're different. They're something different. Oh, I think your audio. I think your audio. Oh no, I can't hear. Yeah, I can't hear you.
Yeah, wow, I was on
Oh, there
mute.
you are.
Isolate, you are
Sorry about
inaudible.
that. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, nice. Yeah. To be honest, I was quiet because I was actually thinking about the name, to be
Oh,
honest.
okay.
But it's it's for me, I think it's very hard to name someone who completely stands out, like, for like someone who does nothing that I've ever seen before, because I feel like that's a very major thing to say about someone. So I feel like very few people would fall into that category. But there is this one guy who I don't know if he's dancing still, but there was this one guy called Don't Stop from Mumbai. He's a hip hop dancer. Right?
Oh,
He's not very well known, I think, at this point, but this guy was insane at some point. I mean, he wasn't doing hip hop, he wasn't doing popping. He used to not fit in to pretty much anything. I mean, he
interesting.
had his own box to mess with, like,
Nice.
His name was Subroto, by the way. He was from Kolkata. He's from Reptile City,
Yeah, he
but
has character roots. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
he lived in my city, though, so he was in Mumbai. But I don't know where he is, and he doesn't really dance as much as he used to. But he's out there. He's still doing his thing, still not fitting into any boxes. So I think that is one crazy guy I would like to mention.
Nice. Okay. Wow.
Also, I'd like to add, if you come to India, you visit to India, you will see some different dancers, like someone getting down in street battles doing classical dance. So that
Ah,
would be
Yes.
something new for, yeah, people
ah,
outside India, and
okay.
that's interesting also. Yeah,
Classical dance in the
yeah,
cipher. Okay.
in the
Yeah.
battles. Yeah, so
Battles.
here you can see some people are coming with classical dance and battling the street dancers, we say, like poppers or breakers, and they are battling with their classical dance. So it's good. It's something new to see, and even judges like Kapela and all came to India, and they were impressed too
Okay.
watching it. Yeah,
Nice. Nice. Okay. Well, my last question then for everyone. Well, first of all, thank you so much, for this time and this conversation. There's so many videos I hope you can send to me so I can watch and learn more. But
yeah.
my last question is for everyone watching, what is a message you would like to leave them with? What is something you would like to leave the people that are watching? Maybe in the future people are watching this video. What's a message you would like to leave them with? And it can be about dance or it doesn't have to be about dance, but
So for me, I would like to just suggest one thing: respect the history. History means not just what we hear about someone. Respect the history means respect the people who came before us. Second thing, trust yourself. And third thing, we are growing and we will do it. We Indians are on it. We are coming.
nice.
For sure. You guys need to watch out for us, man. I know we have existed in, as a country, we've existed in a space where no one really knows what's happening here, no one really knows what we are up to. But then you'll see one guy pop out suddenly and you'll see some crazy dancing happening. I think I'll just say that that's going to happen a lot more. Like, the kind of crazy dancers that are here, which no one knows about, is insane. I mean, I myself am so surprised sometimes that who is this guy? Like, that's something that will happen to the rest of the world a lot more. And I think you guys need to be ready for that. It's going to get weird. You're
Oh,
going to
I'm
see some really
excited. I'm
crazy
excited.
people coming out here. Now that we have more access, you'll definitely see that.
Nice,
That's all.
Yes.
nice.
I think all of this, even if we reach at a point like that, I think the biggest thing I would say that the main spirit behind this is humbleness and simplicity. Like whatever we do, we need to be humble and we need to always be open to learning. I think that is the only secret to growth. So this would be my
Yeah.
like my last message to everyone, like being humble, being hardworking, being open to learning, respecting, and that would only be like a part which would make us and our destiny align. And yeah, so being humble is the key.
Nice. Be humble. Be humble. So important. Nice.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I want to thank you, Marcos, for bringing everyone together, to responding. Boogie, Reptile, and Funky Villain, first time meeting. Thank you for sharing your stories and giving insight into what the pop
Thank you,
culture
sir.
was
Thank you for
doing.
having us too
Yeah,
in your
the pop
conversation.
culture and the
Yes.
history and who were the figures and the culture. So I appreciate this conversation that we've had. So
Yes, and thank
thank
you
you.
to you too. Like you had such
Yeah,
creative
thank you,
questions.
man.
Like it's been a while. Like I have like come across such nice questions because we've been like a part of
Yes.
a lot of podcasts. But your questions were really. It felt like a conversation. It didn't feel like an interview. It just was like a
Thank
conversation.
you.
It kept us like remembering back in the days
Yes.
and all of
Yeah.
these stuff. So thank you for like a throwback for making us feel nostalgic.
Yes,
Thank you so
hey,
much.
yes.
Yes.
Well,
And
I
also, I
hope. Yes,
appreciate
yes.
you to for looking out to our Indian scene. I appreciate you, big brother.
Yes.
Oh, yes. No, I
That's what
definitely.
takes. Yeah.
Yeah, if I when the opportunity comes and I have the chance to travel and go to India, I will definitely let you know. And
Sure, sure.
you
Please
know,
visit us, please. We will love to
yes,
host you here.
yes, I would super appreciate that. So,
And
but yeah,
one more thing I would just to add, like, I mean, I appreciate this platform, etc. I love this. Thank you for having this conversation, and but there are so many crazy people here, which you definitely need to talk to as well. I
yeah,
mean, we are just a small piece of a very big movement here. So if you can find the time to ever speak to any other people, please do that
yes,
as well, because it will give you more context. Because as I said, depending on who you talk to in India, you're going
Yeah.
to get some completely new information, which even we might not be aware of. So that's one crazy thing you should experience, I guess. And I think you will get that if you engage with different people here instead of just stating your opinion of us three, I guess. But that's one thing I would definitely like to add. But yeah, thank you for this, man. This was amazing.
yes.
Appreciate it.
Yes, of course. And in the group chat, feel free to, if there's anyone you recommend for me to reach out to, let me know and we can talk
Sure,
about that.
sure.
So I can reach out to
Sure,
others.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys again. Thank you everyone for watching as
Thank
well
you,
Thank
and
sir.
the
you.
comments and questions. And hopefully see you in the future.
We'll see
Yes,
you
yes.
soon. You
Thank you
need
so
to
much.
visit
Thank
For
you so
here.
sure,
much,
for
James.
sure.
Yes, sir. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Take
Great
care,
rest of your
everyone.
day.
You
Bye
too, you
bye.
too. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you.